I'm very skeptical. I do not trust this concealer. It's the most gaslighty thing I've ever met in my life. And I've dated men. Hey loves, what is up? Thanks for joining me today. My name is Lauren, if you didn't know, and today we are going over Gucci Beauty and some of the products I have tried from the brand. Some of them I still have, some of them I don't. So if you want to know my thoughts on some of their products, just keep on watching. Okay, we're jumping right into it with product descriptions. So this is the Gucci Beauty Concentrate Beauty Multi-Use Crease Proof and Hydrating Concealer. I don't speak French, so I know I butchered that, but it retails for $47 and I got mine in 2 shades. The shades I got mine in are 45W and 42W, and I will say these are great shade matches. The perimeter and my neck are darker than the center of my face, so the 45 definitely is a perfect match as far as like that is concerned, and the 42 is a perfect highlighting shade. So great shade range, great shade match. That's about all I will probably give this concealer. So on the description about the product: a concealer that conceals imperfections and brightens the complexion with lasting medium to full coverage. It says it has black rose oil and hyaluronic acid, camellia flower. It says the Gucci liquid concealer is suitable for all skin types and blends seamlessly to deliver a breathable, natural finish. But yeah, this is me applying the shade 45W first, just to cover some of the darkness that's going on under my eyes and on my face, and just even out my skin tone. And then you'll see me go in with 42W right after to highlight the areas I want to highlight. I will give credit where credit's due. The initial application of this concealer always looks great. Like right now, this looks like a nice even layer of coverage. It's not fully covering everything as it claims it will, as a full coverage concealer anyway, but the initial application always looks good. The shade range is great, and that's probably where my praise stops for this concealer, because I don't really have anything else nice to say about it, and you can stay to the end to like hear my final thoughts about that. But yeah, initial application good, great shade range. Here I am going in with the lighter color concealer on places I want to highlight, as well as the darker concealer just around my mouth, just to cover the discoloration around there more or better. And then I go fill in my brows really quickly while I let that lighter concealer sit under my eyes before I go to blend it out. And that's basically the face as far as complexion goes. So I just used the concealer all over my face today, and that was the base. So my brows are done, and now I start to blend out that lighter color concealer. And this is my biggest problem with this concealer. It always looks horrible under my under eye area in about 2 to 3 hours. Like, I lied to you not. That's the only consistent thing I've noticed with this concealer, is under the eye it does poorly, especially if you have like, you know, dramatic aging under eyes like I do. Like, I have bags, I have discoloration, I have a lot going on under there, and this concealer does my under eye area absolutely zero favors. And that's the only consistent result I've ever seen with this concealer. Like, my under eyes will look very old, aged, and crepey by the end of the day. They just always do. They always look drier too. Mind you, I started off with pretty moisturized skin. I even put it on an eye cream. There's no reason for my under eyes to be looking super dry like that. None of my other concealers do it, but that's probably my biggest offense with this concealer, is how it like acts under the eyes. On the face, it sometimes does well, sometimes it doesn't. When you reach the end, you'll hear my final thoughts about how it acts on the face, but under the eyes, it's just a no for me. Like, I hate this concealer under the eyes. Here I am giving you a close-up of the under eye areas. You can still see discoloration peeking through, mainly under the one eye. It looks worse than the other, but they're both doing it, and that's disappointing for a full coverage concealer. Or a concealer claiming to be full coverage. Like, that's very disappointing. And before anybody says, yes, you can use a color corrector and all that, but I expect not to, or not to have to. But I'm trying to show this concealer on its own. I'm not trying to mix it with other products, because mixed with other products it does well, which tells me the other products are doing all the work. But I just want to showcase it by itself so you get a feel for how this concealer works on its own. For reference, I have gotten this concealer to work. It only works well or performs well when I mix it with one of my favorite concealers, which tell me the other concealers is doing all the work. So That's disappointing for a $47 full coverage concealer, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, this is the Le Obscure Lengthening Mascara. Again, don't speak French. Retails for $36. And what is it? It is a buildable mascara created with the ultimate formulation for a customized look classic to bold. The flexible elastomer brush ensures ultimate comfort and ease of application, while the thin brush tip is designed to catch the smallest lashes at the top and bottom corners of the eyes. This mascara delivers a long wear finish for up to 12 hours. I don't know about the 12 hours claim. I'm pretty sure I have worn this for 12 hours. I like this mascara. It lasts really long. And I like it because it makes my lashes look natural. Like, this is the most natural looking mascara application I have ever gotten from any mascara I have tried. Generally speaking, I use two different mascaras. I use Lancome Monsieur Big for the top, and then I use the MAC Extended Play Giga, whatever it is, it's in a blue tube, for the bottom, because I like the thin brush. I have enough confidence in this mascara. I can use it for both the bottom and the top lashes, and it just makes my lashes look nice and long. It does not add volume, but it does add length, and just look at it. Perfect. It's not waterproof, so if you're concerned about that, I'm sorry. And if you don't have a lot of lashes, I don't know what it's going to look like on you if your lashes are sparse. I do have pretty decent amount of lashes, I think, so I can attest to that. I also cannot attest to layering this mascara, like waiting for it to dry and then adding another layer, because I never do that. I am a one layer type girl and go about my day. I don't layer my mascara, so I can't attest to how well it would do for that. If I want fuller lashes, I usually just throw on falsies at that point, or I switch to the Monsieur Big, because that one adds drama and volume, where this one just adds length, no drama, no real volume. But yeah, I can't really attest to, like, you know, layering the mascara. I do get a bit on my under eye here on this eye. I do clean it up, but just be careful of that. But yeah, I do like this mascara for both the bottom and the top lash line. I probably won't ever buy the Giga Black from MAC ever again, just because, like, this is right here and I like it for both the top and the bottom. Where the Giga Black, I literally only ever use it as a bottom lash line mascara. See what I mean by, like, natural looking lashes? Like, these look like they could just be my natural lashes and you would question whether I had on mascara or not. Like, perfect. So I do go in with an additional dot of concealer under my eyes, because I'm just not crazy about the way it's looking. You can already see it's starting to look crepey and dry. Yeah, this concealer sucks, man. I can't really say anything else about it other than that, but I wait for it to sit a little and then I start blending it out to get a little bit more coverage out of it. Okay, now we're on to the Gucci Beauty Luminous Matte Beauty Blush. This retails for $49, and what is it? A buildable blush for cheeks and eyes with hydrating ultra thin powder. It has shea butter, hyaluronic acid, and black rose oil. This formula of powders and pigments is infused with emollient waxes to deliver buildable, long-lasting color that intensifies seamlessly. The powder cares for all skin types with an infusion of shea butter, hyaluronic acid, and black rose oil, blending easily for a second skin feel. So I start off with soft red and I apply that like further back on the cheeks, because I'm gonna go in with bright coral and add that to like the front, closer to like the center of my face. And they blend right into each other. As you can see, there's not much of a difference between the two, especially if you're my skin tone. Like, get one or the other. You do not need both. What I'm trying to tell you is be better than me. Do not get more than one. Just get one. This is a good blush formula, but I find a lot of the tones to be extremely similar to one another, where the difference is extremely faint. So faint, it doesn't justify anybody having more than one. So just pick one color you like and stick with it. It's a good blush. That's it. Okay, let's talk about a product that I tried that I do not have with me because it was absolutely horrendous. That would be the Gucci Sun Kiss Glow Bronzer. It comes in 5 shades, retails for $65, and I tried it. The 5 shades are very limited, but the shade that I would be able to use would be 04, which is described as a tan. It's the orangest fucking bronzer I have ever tried in my life. This thing will turn you Oompa Loompa orange. It is really bad. My mom commented on it and was like, that looks terrible, Lauren, no. And my mom usually doesn't have anything bad to say about my makeup, but like this day she had something to say and she was like, no, that looks terrible. So even she see that like it looked horrific. And then like to make sure like, you know, I wasn't going crazy, I actually watched a couple like videos of people using the bronzer that was my complexion or a complete shade match close enough, and everybody who had the 04 and tried it, it looked orange. I got laser eye surgery too. Like it definitely turns everybody orange that uses that shade. Even in the swatches online, it is orange. 03 is my skin tone. If I was to buy that bronzer, it would literally just be like me setting my face. And then 05 is way too dark. So I'm literally only stuck with 04, and 04 didn't work out for me. So yeah, I 100% say stay away from that bronzer if you know you don't want to be an Oompa Loompa. If you do like being an Oompa Loompa, be my guest. But I personally could not stand that bronzer. It's the worst bronzer I've ever tried in my life, mainly because of the tone. The formula and all that seemed good, but like that tone, yeah, no, that was the worst bronzer I have ever tried in my life. So it is not with us. Let's talk about the products that I do have here, and let's go in the order I guess I did my face. So we have the concealers. I bought 2. I have 45W and 42W. This is the multi-use crease proof and hydrating concealer. Retails for $47, and I hate this concealer. And like, you're like, Lauren, if you hated the bronzer and don't have it, then why do you have the concealers that you hate? Because I can make them work. Unfortunately, I'm at the age where I hate making stuff work. So like, yeah, I found that like if I mix this with one of my favorite concealers, which basically tells me my OG favorite concealer is doing all the heavy lifting and work to make this like look good, it works. But if I use it by itself like I did today, I can expect this to be a disaster later on. It kind of is already starting to turn into a disaster. I mean, right now it looks good, but like I'm scared. I'm very skeptical. I do not trust this concealer. It's the most gaslighty thing I've ever met in my life. And I've dated men. What do I not like about it? I don't like the consistency of it. It's a very thin concealer. It's supposed to be full coverage. I'd say that's a lie. I think it's more like a medium. It does not layer well, not really on top of itself even. It goes on beautifully, but like once you start to wear it several hours into the day, it does weird things. I've had it like completely disappear up off my face in patches, like over here and here. It's just bizarre. I've never really experienced that as far as makeup is concerned. Like complete pieces of my makeup is just missing. Under my eyes is probably the worst. I'm not gonna lie, I do need a lot of help under my eyes, okay? But like my other concealers do fine. I don't think the thin nature of this concealer aids itself to that at all. I need something thicker, and I'm more used to, and I like creamier, thicker concealers. My favorite concealers would be the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, the Too Faced Born This Way Concealer, and the Pat McGrath Concealer. Those are my favorite concealers of all time. I do have to layer it up just to get full coverage, but like I said, sometimes it layers well on itself, sometimes it didn't. You saw in the demo, like I had to do around my mouth twice just to get it covered. And a lot of people were like, well, if you don't want, you know, discoloration showing under your eyes, I expect a full coverage concealer to be full coverage, and I won't have to necessarily need to use a color corrector, but sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Right now it's looking okay, minus like this side you can see discoloration peeking through, but I'm afraid to layer anymore because it's gonna get like, it's gonna get weird. So not a fan, not the biggest fan of this concealer at all. I wouldn't recommend it, especially for $47. This is basically like $100 in my hand, these two concealers. The packaging is nice. I can't say it's long wearing because I've had moments, like I said, it completely disappears off my face in patches. So I remember the first time I wore this, it was Thanksgiving 2023. It was the first time I wore this and the first time I tried it, and I ended up just doing like a simple no makeup type look. So I like dotted some under my eyes, a light layer of powder, and I covered up some of my discoloration on my cheeks, and that was basically the look for the day. 3 hours later, I went to the bathroom and all of it was completely gone from under my eyes. It was like I might as well not have even put anything on, but it was also splotchy. It was patchy. I did not touch my under eyes. I didn't rub them. I didn't do anything. I didn't touch my face at all. 3 hours later, it was completely gone. It was the weirdest phenomenon. I've been mostly using this for my Zoom meetings because the camera on my computer is like trash. So like nobody can really see what my face is doing too much. But yeah, I found my best use for this is to mix it with another concealer that I like, but using it by itself, it's so unpredictable and so unstable. I never know if I'm gonna have a good day with this, and I don't like wearing it for long periods of time. It's the worst concealer I ever tried, so not a fan. Save your money. Pass. Next on the list is this mascara. I actually really like this mascara. I would consider this a favorite. I have nothing bad to say about it. It doesn't give volume, but it gives length, and the length it gives makes my lashes look natural. Like my lashes look like they're mine. It doesn't look like I put anything on it, and I love this mascara because of that. Generally speaking, I usually buy 2 mascaras, one for the top and one for the bottom. The top I use Lancome Monsour Big. That's more of a volumizing mascara, and if I want volume, I'll reach for that. And then the one I use on the bottom is MAC's Extended Play Gigabyte. It's a blue. And I usually use that on the bottom because it's a tubing mascara and it has a very thin, skinny wand, and it makes it easier to, you know, get those lower lash line eyelashes. Lower lash line eyelashes. Very thin, and it has so many bristles in it, and it just like separates and like gently goes through your lashes so easily. Like I don't feel the need to have both a top and bottom lash. I could use this for both. I will say this isn't waterproof, so unfortunately if you needed something waterproof, this is not going to be it for you. I probably will repurchase this when it runs out. No lie. I've been trying it for a few months now, and we're getting to like the end of its life. But yeah, I could see myself repurchasing this for sure. Considering its price at $36, I think that's reasonable, considering the fact that I normally buy 2 mascaras and it will cost me somewhere around $40-ish. The only thing it doesn't do is volume. It literally just gives length, but no volume. And I like that. If you don't have a lot of lashes, I don't think you like this, but I have a decent amount of lashes, so this looks fine to me. I'm not one to layer my mascara either, so if you're into that, I can't really attest to this product for that. I'm a one swipe and done type girly. I'm not gonna be putting on 2 to 3 coats of the mascara. I couldn't tell you what this looks like with multiple coats on it. I think the most I ever put on is 2, and it still looked fine. But yeah, I love this mascara. I would 110% recommend this, and it's my favorite thing that they've done. Last but not least is the Gucci blushes. I love these blushes. I bought Bright Coral when it first came out, when they first launched. Love this. This is a very nice everyday blush for me. It's a very soft peachy color. And then I bought Soft Red when they launched more shades, and that's what this looked like. I will say they look very similar. If you're close to my skin tone, pick one or the other. You do not need both because they look very similar on the face. You can't really tell where one ends and the other begins because I combined them today. Even if I was to put them on my cheeks separately, you would have a hard time telling like which one is which. I would say Soft Red is just a little deeper, not by much, but that's what they look like. So this is Soft Red and this is Bright Coral. Yeah, they're both really pretty, but they look very similar on my skin tone. So I didn't need both. I should have probably picked a completely different color, but I like what I like. I like corals, I like reds, I like terracottas, I like peachy shades, oranges. That's usually like the blushes I'm naturally going to be drawn to. I would say just pick one, especially if you know you're like me and you prefer like, you know, a certain color or tone of blush, and you always get the same tone and color of blush. Just pick one. I didn't need Soft Red at all. I could have just been fine with, you know, Bright Coral because this is the one I got first. I just wanted to try a different color. It is a hair more pigmented, but like I said, on the cheeks, you would have a hard time telling the difference between the two. I like that this formula is buildable. You can definitely like, you know, blush it up and layer it up, and I like how pigmented it is. I really like this blush formula. It's very soft, it's very blurring. It's not matte. It does have a bit of a sheen going on it, like a satin almost, but I really like this blush formula. It's one of my favorite things that they've done, one of the best things they have done. So if I had to recommend anything from Gucci Beauty, it would definitely be the mascara and the blushes. Some hits, some misses, some good, some bad. But that's it. That's all I have. These are all the products I have tried from Gucci Beauty thus far. When they first launched, they came out with like 500 shades of lipsticks. I could care less. I'm not really the biggest lipstick wearer. I'm more of a lip balm, lip gloss type girl. So yeah, that's just where I'm at in life right now. Tell me what you tried from Gucci Beauty, whether you like any of their products or not. Anything that like I should maybe try in the future, I'll consider. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next one. Bye guys, take care. My under eyes will look like the Crypt Creeper by the end of the day.